Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from my very own channel Astro Assurance. Firstly, a request to you that if you are somebody who watches my channel regularly, watch few of my videos or many of my videos regularly, and you profit from those videos as well, and you feel that they answer a few questions in your life and help in some areas of your life, then I would request you that help others to also benefit from these videos by virtue of liking them, sharing them and subscribing to my channel, because basis how much subscriptions a channel gets, how many likes a video gets, YouTube also promotes that particular channel and promotes that video further. So if you subscribe to my channel, if you like my video and if you share this video, then YouTube will also promote these videos to other people as well, who then may be able to answer questions in their life, and through that you may also be able to earn good karma in your life. So don't waste the opportunity of earning some good karma by virtue of just subscribing to my channel and liking my video or sharing my video. Now on the topic for today, which is based out of something related to your profession, something related to your careers. Now I have done many videos connected to your professions, connected to your careers. We have done videos on the 10th house, planets placed in the 10th house, 10th Lord placed in different signs and different houses. We have also done a video on the ascendant in your D10 chart and what does that mean. We have also done videos of careers connected to a different nakshatras. We have also done videos connected to Atma Karaka and Amatya Karaka and how they relate, how they synergize to give you a certain result in your life, certain profession in your life, a certain karma in your life, a certain career in your life. Today I am going to talk about that in your D9 chart, which is your Navmansh chart, how does the 10th house sign and the placement of the 10th Lord play out. Now we have already done one video on if you are born in different ascendants in the D9 chart, what those ascendants mean. So in line of that basis, what is the ascendant in your D9 chart, accordingly you will also have the 10th house sign. So for example, if your D9 chart has Taurus as the sign of the Lagna, then obviously your 10th house will be that of Aquarius. So in line of what is the ascendant sign, you need to relate that to your 10th house sign also. So that's why the D9 Lagna becomes very, very important, but each sign in which house it is placed also gives a deeper meaning, gives a deeper probability to you. Now what does that mean? I have already said this in many of my earlier videos that the D1 chart, the Lagna chart, gives you more possibilities, whereas the D9 chart gives you more probabilities, which means that if you live your life by default, that you don't work too hard on making your life in a certain area in your life, in certain industry of your preference, then the zodiac takes over by default, because you are not working too hard, you are allowing life to come as it can give you various opportunities and what it entails for you. So you are living your life more by default rather than by design. By design means you want to work hard to make good success in one area of your life, and you're ready to work very hard there. It is like somebody who loves to do acting and wants to make a name for themselves in the field of acting. However, how many people want to become good actors, want to become celebrities and end up getting huge success? Maybe not even a percentage of people. The reason could be that there may be a possibility that they may do well in arts or artistic media or the media at large, but the probability that the life gives them may not be as high. So the D9 Lagna and the D9 10th house gives you more probable results basis where your career can be, which profession you may follow, what karma you may do, especially where the zodiac has an upper hand over you rather than you being able to swim against the tide. So what does the 10th house sign in the D9 charts, 10th house mean? So different signs as ruling the 10th house in the D9 chart have a different dissemination. For example, if the 10th house sign in the D9 chart is Leo, then you will find that you will be thrust into leadership roles every now and then. In your professions also, you may be asked to head projects, you may be given more responsibilities, you may be held more accountable, or you may be asked more questions. If a project goes wrong, you may be held accountable, or you may face the dressing down more than the others, because you are being seen as more accountable, more responsible. You may feel, I'm just one more part of the team. Why am I being questioned and why am I being held responsible? Because the zodiac has chosen you to be more accountable, to be leadership material. It's a sign for you, especially if the Leo sign rules the 10th house in your D9 chart, that you need to take more accountability of karma in your life, of your career, of your profession, and you should be able to thrust yourself asking for more accountability, more responsibility in whichever area that you working in. Where the 10th Lord is placed will give you a stronger dissemination to it. For example, in the D9 chart, in the Navmansh chart, the 10th house sign ruler is Leo, and Sun is now placed in the 4th house. So your career is getting connected to taking leadership and accountability, connected to the 4th house, which could be in real estate, which could be in property, which could be in how you improve the domestic life of families, doing something for the house, maybe doing interiors for the house, or even working out of home. So there could be different disseminations to it. If it's the Virgo sign which rules the 10th house in the D9 chart, in the Navmansh chart, then service, working for somebody, working under somebody, is a stronger dissemination rather than playing leadership role. However, if the 10th house sign is Virgo and its ruler Mercury gets placed in the 11th house in the sign of Libra, this shows that you have a stronger social role, which means serving the larger society becomes important. And if Sun also plays a strong role, then maybe you have a strong, very strong chance of playing a very high leadership role in society also. So which sign rules the 10th house in the D9 in the Navmansh chart is important. I will be doing a separate video later on as a series of which sign rules the 10th house and the D9, and for each sign what is the dissemination, that will come out later. Same thing I will also do for where the 10th Lord is placed in the D9 chart, what it means. But now for this particular video, let's start at 70,000 feet level and then go deeper down in the forthcoming videos. So as I said, the D9 chart will give you more probabilities rather than possibilities. I remember an instance where somebody who was in his 40s came to me and he said that he has tried different kinds of vocation, different types of jobs, but he was not very successful. Looking at his horoscope, I found some peculiarities and connections between his Lagna chart and his D9 chart. Let's look at what I saw and what did I tell him. Now the ascendant in his D1 chart was that of Scorpio, and his 10th Lord Sun was placed in the 2nd house in Sagittarius, and his 10th house sign ruler was the Leo sign. This gentleman was working very hard in different roles, in different professions, but was not doing very well. When he came to me in his late 40s, I checked his Lagna chart and also saw his Navmansh chart. In his Navmansh chart, his ascendant was that of Pisces, and his 10th house sign now was Sagittarius, and Sun was placed in his 10th house. So connecting his D1 chart, where the 10th Lord is placed in the 2nd house in the fiery sign of Sagittarius, in the house of family, I asked him, what does his father do? He said that his father runs a bakery and a restaurant, and his father has asked him many times to come and work with him. However, the gentleman has refused. The reason I asked him that was his 10th house Lord Sun was placed in the 2nd house of livelihood and earning in a fiery sign of Sagittarius, connected to the 2nd house of food and fire, which means he could be connected to some profession connected to an industry where fire is important. Secondly, in his D9 chart, Sun being placed in the 10th house while ruling the 6th house meant that he was meant to serve his father in the field of profession. So I asked him, why doesn't he join his father? With a lot of reluctance, he agreed because he wasn't anyways doing very well in his profession, And the reason I asked him to join his father was because in the D1 chart, his 10th lord was placed in the second house. His ascendant was that sign which was ruled by Mars, and in his D9 chart, Mars also ruled the same sign, ruled his 9th house, and Sun was placed in his 10th house. Many months later, he came back and he told me that he was doing very well. His father had given him the complete control of the restaurant and the bakery. He had paid off his brothers so that they could take their own share and leave, and he was not doing very well in his business, and he thanked me for suggesting to him that he join his father. And his father was also very happy, and his restaurant was doing, his business was doing very well. Now let's see some people who have been very successful, and let's see how their Lagna chart and their D9 horoscopes 10th house talk and what the results came by to them in their life. This is the horoscope of J.K. Rowling. Now in J.K. Rowling's horoscope, I'm sure we all know J.K. Rowling, who is the author of the very famous Harry Potter series, and in her horoscope we can see that her D1 chart and her D9 chart are Vargotama, which means both of them have the same ascendant. Now in her Lagna chart, the 10th lord moon is placed in the 11th house with Venus and Mercury, connecting it to high level of communication, innovation, and in an artistic medium. However, her Navmansh gives the higher probability of her impeding profession. We know that she was a waitress initially, and Ketu was placed in the second house of food, and hence she didn't get good success as a waitress. However, in a D9 chart, you can see that her 10th lord moon gets placed in the third house in the sign of Sagittarius, but in the sign of writing, communication, and also her 9th lord of publishing, printing, Mercury gets placed in the 8th house, which relates to the mystical, the magical, and hence later on in her life, well past her 40s, she got huge success, stupendous success in writing media, in fictional writing the Harry Potter series. Let's go to Donald Trump's horoscope. In Donald Trump's horoscope, the Lagna in the D1 chart is that of Leo, and Sun is placed in the 10th house with Rahu, which gave him good success as a leader in the later part of his life. However, when you look at his Navmansh chart, you will be able to see that in power, in authority, in trying to be a leader, which he wanted to be almost since 25-30 years, where he had said in many interviews that he wanted to run for president. Though he became a president, but he could not hold on to the power for long, because his 10th lord in the Navmansh chart is the Pisces sign ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter goes into the third house in the sign of Leo, and Sun is placed in the 4th house, placed with Rahu. Sun and Moon aspect each other, where Moon is placed in his 10th house. Moon is the Karaka of the 4th house of property. Venus is also placed in the 4th sign of the Kalpurush Kundli, which is the Cancer sign, and his 4th lord Mercury is placed in the 9th house, which is the natural house ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter and Mercury aspect each other, and hence Mercury being the 4th lord aspecting Jupiter, which is his 10th lord, and Sun and Moon aspecting each other, where Moon is the Karaka of the 4th house and Venus the Karaka of property, luxurious property, is placed in the 2nd house of livelihood in the sign of Cancer ruled by Moon, and hence he made huge success, stupendous success in property and real estate. So real estate is something that gave him huge success, and politics was something which came very late to him and was short-lived also. So friends, when you look at the D1 chart and you look at the 10th house sign and the 10th house ruler in the D1 chart, you will find that somebody may have aspirations of a certain type related to a certain industry, related to a certain area. However, they will have to work very hard to be able to get success there. It is not that success will elude them. You are allowed some design in your life, a lot of design in your life also, if you are ready to work very, very hard. and continuously, persistently work hard on that area of life. However, the natural tendency for you is to get greater success, basis which is the 10th house ruler in your D9 horoscope, in the Navmansh horoscope, where the 10th lord is placed in your D9 chart, which houses it is connecting, and how it is placed in your Lagna chart. And through that connection between the Lagna chart and the D9 chart, and how the synergy of energies between the 10th houses comes by, you get greater probability of greater success connected to the D9 10th house karma, D9 10th house profession and area of life that it is denoted. So friends, deep dive and understand your D1 horoscopes, the 10th house of the D1 chart, where is its lord placed, compare it with and see if it's synergizing with the 10th house sign of the D9 chart of the Navmansh chart, where its lord is placed. And after looking at how both of them are sharing energies by virtue of placements, by virtue of doshas or yogas or aspects, overall what kind of design they are giving you in life, what kind of success by default they are giving you in life as well. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation for me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Till some other time, with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.